So guys, as I was telling you in the previous video, I have a very short exercise for you. Well, not an exercise, it's more like an illustration of what we need to take into consideration regarding meaning and form, right? Now, I'm going to read this short paragraph and read along with me if you so desire. The next bar, or the next 4 beats, is exactly the same as far as the right hand is concerned. The only difference is that the left hand moves down to B, which is the white note to the right of the 3 black notes below the group of 2 where your left hand thumb currently rests. Now, first thing that we need to do is to look for new words, right? We need to look for the new words. We need to try to understand what the material talks about. It's never a good idea to try to translate something without understanding the kind of area or field it is related to. You will also find that sometimes as you are begin to translate, you know some word, right? You know a word, you have used it before, and then you start to translate, but suddenly you start to get the feeling, if the word is repeated mostly, that there's something off with your selection. Like, yeah, I know the meaning of this word is this, but I don't feel it fits in the translation. So I would advise you to follow your gut feeling and to go and check on possible other meanings of the word, right? Now, check this first attempt I did, just for illustrative purposes, of course, of what we could do as a translation. La siguiente barra, o los siguientes 4 golpes, es exactamente igual, tan lejos como le preocupa la mano derecha. La única diferencia es que la mano izquierda se mueve para abajo hasta B, la cual es la nota blanca a la derecha de las 3 notas izquierdas, debajo del grupo de 2, en donde el pulgar de tu mano izquierda descansa. Like, what the hell, right? It is not an easy read. It is difficult to understand what we are talking about. Are we talking about a bar where we go drinking? Because it says 4 beats, right? 4 hits, 4 golpes. Le preocupa la mano derecha. Did somebody hurt themselves? La mano izquierda se mueve para abajo hasta B. What does it mean, right? La cual es la nota blanca a la derecha de las 3 notas izquierdas. It's kind of confusing. There are aspects that we can improve in this translation. So first off, I'm going to recommend that you try and understand what the translation is about. What is the area that we are discussing? So no, we are not talking about the bar where people go drinking. We're talking about something different, right? So if you pay attention to the part that says la nota blanca, la nota negra, that gives you an idea that they are talking about music, right? If you are music oriented, if you have studied solfa or something like that, maybe you got it when you read the letter B. That letter must have given you a very clear idea of what the translation of what the material is about, right? So what went wrong? Well, you gotta remember, you gotta know that when we translate, we need to bear in mind that translating requires focus. You need to be really focused. You need to have subject matter knowledge. And if you don't have subject matter knowledge, you need to know that you are going to be spending time researching words, researching terms, making consultations with other people. You are going to have to consult with people that know about the area that you are translating the area of the material that you are translating. In some cases, some translators, when they work with big materials, with big books, in many cases they consult with the writer of the work. Well, you need to research unfamiliar terms, of course. You need to do that. We never translate something if we don't know what it means. Well, maybe not never, but that's not really what we should try and do. And there are many other elements that we need to consider in order to understand the text that we are translating. And that's very, very important. The first step that we need to take is to understand the text, right? Once we have understood the text, then we can start to put our efforts into actually trying to get the best translation. Now I'm going to finish with this new version of the translation. It reads somewhat more clearly. I'm going to read for you. El siguiente compás o los siguientes 4 pulsos es idéntico para la mano derecha. La única diferencia es que la mano izquierda baja hasta Si, la cual es la nota blanca a la derecha de las 3 negras, debajo del grupo de 2, en donde se encuentra actualmente tu pulgar izquierdo. So you see, somewhat you have identified, well, I have identified that the translation is about the source text is about music, so I am not an expert on music, so I needed to go and watch some videos to get familiar with the specific vocabulary they use. It takes some time, as I was telling you in the previous video. It's going to take time, especially if you don't know the subject matter of your translation. Now, this is only a sample to give you an idea of the kind of work we need to do in order to achieve a good translation, right? Now, guys, we need to know that it takes work, right? It definitely takes some work. And throughout this semester, we will work on techniques and the development of skills that will allow us to translate, taking into consideration meaning and form. That is to say, our translations are going to be hopefully good translations. Your turn, guys. I want you to think about problems that you have faced when you have tried to translate any specific word or text. What was problematic? Could you solve the problem? How did you do it? Okay, so I want you to consider these questions, and I want you to pose them. I want you to provide answers to these questions on our next video conference, guys. This is all for me today. I hope you have a great day.